Hopefully this will work. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Traffic Tuesday, and hope you're all having an awesome holiday week. We got Thanksgiving coming up, and I was looking up some crazy statistics, and I learned that this year more people plan on shopping online than in stores, which is crazy, right? I don't know. How are you going to do most of your holiday shopping, Michael? Is it going to be online or
Yeah,
combination?
I love online because it's like one, when the gifts start coming into the house, every day feels like Christmas because it's like another package and another package. I'm like, man, this is the best thing ever. I think sometimes it gets super busy at the stores, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. And a
I
lot
hope.
of people share your same opinion, right? Like, I think I read a statistic where it said 85% of people are going to be shopping online this holiday season at some point. So even if they go to the store, 85% of people are going to be online at some point buying something. And what's so crazy about that is 2 million more people than last year are going to be shopping online for this holiday season, everywhere from Friday to Cyber Monday, 2 million more people, and it keeps on growing, right? And so the thing is, right, like traffic is already there. People are already going online to shop for the holidays. And so the most important thing is really just knowing how to get the right traffic in front of your offer at the right time. But people are already there. People are already online. People are already buying things. And so our goal is to help you guys learn how to get the right traffic in front of the right offers at the right time, right? And so today we're actually going to be talking about a really cool topic called traffic funnels. And so basically, let's get into the slides here. This week is all about traffic funnels. And last week we talked about in-market audiences, right? And so let me know if you guys remember that. And by the way, you guys, if you're watching live, give us a hashtag live or hashtag traffic Tuesday or something. Let us know that you're watching, and let us know if you're watching the replay. Give us a hashtag replay. But last week, some of you guys might remember, if you caught the episode, that we were talking about in-market audiences. And this is basically an audience that has indicated behaviors to the platforms like Google, TikTok, Facebook that they're ready to make a purchase. So these platforms actually track different behaviors online, and then they basically, you can know who is ready to make a purchase. And this is pretty much for anything. So you can know whether someone's ready to make a purchase for a car or a pair of shoes or a new house even, right? And so the platforms are tracking these behaviors. And one of the things is that not all platforms allow you to target in your advertising these in-market audiences, but two platforms do allow you to do this. And as we discussed last week, the two platforms that allow you to target the purchasers, people who are ready to pull out their wallets and make a purchase decision, are Google and TikTok. And if you guys didn't catch the last episode, definitely go back and take a look at that, because Michael breaks down exactly how, step by step, you can apply this in your paid advertising strategies. So that was last week, right? We talked about in-market audiences, but the thing is that in-market audiences only account for a fraction of the traffic. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yeah, so when we're going in market audiences are great to target, but they only make up at most 3% of like the market that you're in. And so the question is like, what about the other 97%? So one problem that we have using in-market audiences is that everybody wants in-market audiences. So even though it accounts for 3% of the traffic or of the market, it's actually you're fighting against all your other competitors who are like it's like want that small percentage too. So it actually breaks down to like a fraction of a fraction. So they
Wow.
are good to use, but you have to be aware of there is this whole other audience out there that you know has the opportunity to have your product as well.
Yeah, and in-market audiences are typically more expensive too, right? To just target the people who are ready to make a purchase, right? Because it's more valuable.
Yeah, so typically you pay for filtering. So whether it's through Facebook or Google, if they do the filtering for you, then ultimately they it's going to be a little bit more expensive to market to those from a bidding system.
Interesting. Cool. So the thing that we're going to be talking about today to kind of get into that other 97% of the traffic is we're going to be talking about this concept called traffic funnels. And how would you define a traffic funnel, Michael?
So a traffic funnel, like, well, let's first talk about like the regular sales funnel and what that looks like, and then we can get into the traffic funnel. So this regular sales funnel starts from the top, right? So you have this big place where you want to bring all these people in and kind of narrow down to actually making them having them make a decision. Now with a traffic funnel, it's actually flipped on its side. So from sales funnel, you have the awareness, you have interest, people consideration, making a decision, and then purchasing. Now I'm going to draw this example. So really the traffic funnel actually looks like a pyramid, and we'll call this the purchaser's pyramid. And I apologize if my handwriting is not the best, but from a purchaser's standpoint, we talked about the in-market audiences, right? So we'll go with, this is the 1 to 3% that people are ready to buy. So people are ready. Oh my gosh, that's a name. All right, so people are ready. So you have your 1 to 3. That's what this market holds. Then you have a whole other side of people, and they are, let's say, 17% of people are gathering info. So they understand that there's a problem, and they're just trying to find the solution. So they're gathering info. So that makes up 17% of the market. Then you have another side of the market, which is, we'll say 20% of the market, and they actually are problem aware. They're problem aware, but they're not in the space of necessarily ready to, make a decision or move forward. So that's your 20%. Then you have another side of the market, which is actually, say, 60% of people, and they are unaware that there even is a problem. And they make up this piece. So if you only go after the in-market audiences, which is actually just like a fraction of what's available, you're still only going after this percentage here. Now, if I look at it from an ads perspective, right? So understanding where the buyer is and considering like, okay, so if I'm going after the 1 to 3%, where do those people live? Or if I'm going after the 17%, where are they gathering? And when I look at from a platform perspective, I really look at this perspective. So from people who are ready, probably they're going to be on Google search, right? So they're looking up something near me, or they're looking like if it's specific to maybe if it's restaurants or if it's basketball shoes. So they're looking for a place and they're ready to buy. If people are gathering information, then it's probably, I'm thinking of a YouTube platform, because on YouTube, it's typically like your how-to videos or like those type of videos that kind of give you more information about maybe the product or service that you're looking for. And when I'm thinking about these two right here, these are really more of disruptive content. So I think of social media. So it could be any social media, whether that's, TikTok, Facebook, even LinkedIn. It's this disruptive platform that needs to happen. Like for these people, they get a certain message. It's going to say, hey, look, there's this problem that you're having, but there is a solution, right? Because they need to know that there's a solution available. And with the unaware people, they need to know, hey, you're going through this, but that is a problem. So it's really about the awareness of where people are and on their journey, and understanding that in-market audiences is great, but it still only accounts for this piece of the market that everybody is going after. Once you understand this whole other section, it opens up a huge opportunity for bringing in revenue. And this is something we look at when we're running ads. Is like, okay, where are we targeting? What platforms are important? And what is the messaging that's going to happen? So the messaging that happens for people already is totally different than someone who's really unaware. And this is how I look at traffic funnels, is just understanding where people are on the journey and what is the right messaging and the platforms to use for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is so powerful to understand it in terms of the purchaser pyramid. And it's all in terms of problem awareness, right? So yeah, give us a hashtag in the comments or in the chat if that is a real really valuable to you to understand that. Give us a hashtag purchaser pyramid or something if that just gave you an aha moment and now you really understand how to target people based on problem awareness. And one other really important thing to understand about when you go after these 97% of people, the majority of people, yeah, obviously, when you get to the people who are ready to buy, who have the purchase intent, that's when they're going to make a decision to purchase. But the advantage of going after the vast majority of the market, even at the level of unaware of the problem or being slightly problem aware, the advantage of going after those people is that you can brand your solution as the ideal solution and the only solution for their problem. So when you're meeting people at the top of the pyramid where they already have all the information about the problem and the solutions available, that you might, it helps to show up there because that's when they're going to be making the critical decision. But if you start your marketing at the bottom of this pyramid, at the 60%, at the 20%, when the people are gathering info, you have the opportunity to establish your solution as the only solution that's right for them. And so that's kind of the advantage. And then the other advantage of doing it is that the traffic is less expensive, because if you're targeting people at the 60% where they're unaware of the problem, that gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of who you go after, and it also is less expensive in terms of paid advertising as well.
Yeah, and it just gives you the ability when you're moving people through like an unaware state all the way up to problem aware state, establishes you as the expert,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're not going to go anywhere else. And if you have retargeting set up and all these other things, so if they're interacting with value-based ads, then the retargeting ads get cheaper. It's just cheaper all around because the filtering isn't happening as much on the platform side. And it also gives you that ability to establish yourself as the expert.
Right. And so this is really interesting what you're talking about in terms of filtering that the platforms do, because basically when you set up your paid advertising so that you know which level of problem awareness you're going after, you're doing the filtering. If you leave it to the platforms to do, then it's going to cost you more because the platforms have to filter and gather that data for you. Is that right, Michael?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the other thing that we wanted to talk about is just that you can align with the platform's objectives. Like Michael was just saying, if someone is on Google and they're Googling a specific keyword, that's where someone is potentially has high purchase intent because they're Googling something specific and they just want the answer. And so that's why, the 1 to 3% where people are very problem aware, that works really well with Google Ads because it's aligning with the platform's objective and what people use the platform for. And again, just to reiterate, like Michael was saying, on YouTube, that's more like the 17% of people who are somewhat problem aware and they're looking for information, because YouTube is all about searching for information and learning things, right? It's like a how-to platform. And so if you know that you're targeting the level of problem awareness where people are aware of a solution, but they're not ready to purchase yet, you would probably want to run ads on YouTube. And so that's how this can work in conjunction with the purchaser pyramid, is understanding that different platforms have different functions. And then here at the bottom, we have, Facebook and Instagram, they're more about social sharing. And it's more about interruption-based marketing. Wouldn't you say it's like there's the disruption factor going?
Yeah, on the social platforms, if you think about it, typically people aren't on those platforms to purchase something or they're not even really looking for you or your product. Typically they're on there for, especially on a Facebook side, it's like connections, who you're with. So they're only seeing those things. So it's more disruptive. That's why you need the hooks and the stories and those things to kind of keep people attracted on those platforms.
Yeah. And if someone is not even aware of a problem or not even aware of your brand, that's where the disruptive marketing more comes in, because they're not going to be searching for the problem. They're not going to be searching for information about the solution, but they are going to be scrolling the feeds on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And if you can show up in front of the right people, then that's where you can make them aware of the problem they might be facing, or make them aware of your solution, right? And so that's how you can align with the platform's objectives. And give us a hashtag in the chat if you guys are liking this, and give us a hashtag platform if this makes a lot of sense. And now you know how to structure your ad funnel so that you're targeting the right people in the right place at the right time. So with that being said, yeah, be sure to register at traffictuesdays.com. You can register for free, and we have an amazing gift when you head over to traffictuesdays.com. We're not going to tell you what it is, but you just got to go over there and see what it is, and you can get that free gift that we have for you and get notified of all the future shows, and you're not going to want to miss it. What are we talking about next week, Michael? Do we know yet?
We have so much in the pipeline to talk about. There's other formulas and like dwell and just like traffic temperatures. I mean, we're talking about awareness right now, but there's deeper into traffic temperatures and other traffic formulas to use. So every week we're bringing the fire. So make sure you guys stay tuned and get up to date on our Traffic Tuesdays.
Yeah, so go subscribe, go sign up for our email, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. And everybody have an awesome holiday.